Hey there, everybody. Can you guess what time it is? If you guessed time for Warframe, you'd be correct. So, before I get into the main content of this video, aka going over Equinox, as this is the Equinox video, I do feel there is some things that I must cover. The first, the first of which being today's the second day of TennoCon, meaning we just got a bunch of announcements. One of which proved something that I said in a previous video entirely and fully correct. In case you guys missed it, I think in the Side09 video, I mentioned that I will definitely at some point have to circle back to Warframes that I acquire that are released after I've already gotten through all of the, or after I've already gotten past other Warframes that they should have come before. And as you guys know, I've gotten through Banshee and Baruch and the Bees, but I also skipped over Citrine and Chroma because I don't have them. And uh now the next newest Warframe I think that's going to be released, his name is Briscoe. Meaning if I had been making this series later down the line when I already had him, I would have already gone over him by this point, relativistically speaking. So, anyway, yeah, we're getting a new detective-themed Warframe named Briscoe, and believe me when I say the entirety of Twitch chat was calling him Brisket. Anyway, another important thing is we're getting a Banshee rework, meaning I may have to redo my Banshee video, and we're also getting Citrine Prime, or not, well, yes, Citrine Prime. So, who knows? Maybe inevitably when I do my Citrine video, I will have Citrine Prime instead of base Citrine, because it is just that annoying to farm base Citrine. Anyway, let's get into Equinox, aka the precursor to Sirius and Orion. Equinox is sort of two frames in one, as you can, well, you might be able to tell. Basically, uh, Equinox's whole deal is they have a night form and they have a day form, which you can switch between at will with this metamorphosis ability, which also grants buffs. And speaking of abilities, her passive is basically just the lowest tier form of the Equilibrium mod, where 10% of health orbs are converted into energy and 10% of energy orbs are converted into health, which is useful, but not particularly useful. First ability, Metamorphosis, is just the ability that allows you to switch between night and day forms. When you switch into night form, you gain bonus shields and armor, and when you switch into day form, you gain bonus damage and speed. Now, each ability does a different thing. Each of the other abilities does a different thing depending on which form you're in. So, yeah, that's why this video is gonna be matching up in length to the other videos, despite Equinox not having a lot of lore that I'm aware of. I don't actually think they have lore. Anyway, second ability, Rest and Rage. In night form, it just puts targets to sleep, and in day form, it makes them more vulnerable to damage. Pacify and Provoke. In night form, it reduces damage inflicted by nearby enemies, so it's damage reduction. And in day form, it increases ability strength for yourself and nearby allies. Uh, then the fourth ability, Mend and Maim. In night form, it replenishes allies' shields depending on how many enemies you kill within a given area. And in day form, enemies are if enemies get inflicted with slash status effects, and depending on what form you're in, when you deactivate it in night form, it'll restore health and shields for Equinox and allies, and in day form, deactivating it will cast a wave of slashing force. Now, there's also Equinox mods, of which I believe or not mods exactly, augments, of which I believe I either only have one or I only have one. So we will just go to the place where we can find Equinox mods, which I believe Steel Meridian may have them. Ember, Excalibur. So Equinox not here. Red Veil, Ash, Atlas, Ember, Garuda. So nope. And then let's see, Suda. Believe Suda makes. Nope. So then the fact that I have it would imply that it is with the only other people that I have standing with, which is the Arbiters of Hexus. And yep, so first ability, Duality Augment, makes it so that Equinox's other half breaks free for 10 seconds, dealing 300% damage. Basically just meaning when you switch forms, the form that you switch out of operates on its own, kind of like a companion. Calm and Frenzy is the second ability augment, and it makes it so that killing an affected enemy causes the effect to spread to enemies within 5 meters for 100% of the remaining duration. So, like, if you're putting enemies to sleep, then killing them while they're asleep will make other enemies around them sleep. Or if you're, what was the other thing? Increasing ability strength, then, no, it wasn't increasing ability strength. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, pacifying, peaceful provocation, the third ability augment. Pacify converts damage done to allies into an aura that slows enemies by 40%. Provoke converts damage done to enemies into 15% extra ability strength. So, yeah, so that was the damage reduction one, but also the ability strength one. And then energy transfer, which is considerably useful, the Mend and Maim augment, and it makes it so that 100% of charge is conserved when switching between forms. And what that essentially means is that you can charge up a bunch of like healing and or like you can activate Mend and Maim in night form and be constantly healing your allies, and then you can switch to day form before deactivating it, and then when you deactivate it, it'll just deal a crap ton of slash and an outward explosion. Now, how does one acquire Equinox? Well, sadly, I believe she is no longer in Prime Resurgence. She was, I believe, in the previous Prime Resurgence, but as of currently, it is now Titania and Gara, which I will be needing to get some of those relics later. Anyway, as for how you acquire base Equinox, I believe I know the answer to that. The answer to that would be this Titania on Uranus. Yes, the Teal Rigor assassinate on Uranus at Titania. Basically, at this assassination, you just complete this assassination, and you will get rewarded with base Equinox parts. Now, the thing with Equinox is because she has both a day and night form, she has parts for both the day and night form. What that essentially means is that you have the aspect blueprint, and then you have the optics, chassis, and systems for that aspect, and then you have the other aspect and the blueprints for that aspect, and then you have the main blueprint, which just makes it so that you combine the two aspects. Uh, and yeah, I don't really know of any lore for Equinox, so that's not really something I can draw on for the rest of this video. But I do think. What am I doing in the Codex? Lavarian. Yeah, nothing on Equinox in the Lavarian or anything like that. But I will say I got some decorations recently. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Equinox content. But I still have some stuff that I'd like to share with you guys. So, uh, you guys probably might have missed this, as it was a segment I did as a part of either my one of the two videos that I released yesterday. As part of that video, I discussed like what my upload schedule is going to look like. And in case you guys missed it there, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to confine uh I'm going to confine Flames Warframes videos to uh Saturdays. I'm going to confine um what was it? My new sort of new series Rankings Revamped to Fridays, and that is a series where I have basically decided to go back over all of my lists and stuff and my rankings, and I just basically I decided that my like older Instagram reel types not only were not compatible with the YouTube format, it was also kind of just sloppy for me to just patchwork edit them all together. And because I'm not really good at editing, I just figured it's a better idea for me to just kind of straight up record these on the computer instead. So Rankings Revamped, check that out. It's on my channel. It's in the Delphi Rankings playlist, or it'll just be in my recent uploads. But uh yeah, so that's something new that I'm doing. Another new thing that I'm doing that some of you might have seen already, but you also might not have, is I am now also doing ranting, raving, and flaming, which is a new thing where I just talk about stuff. If you've seen I think it's the most recent video I put out before this one, uh, Copyright Law and Steven Universe. Uh, I think I had some fun with that one. I think that one was a bit comedic, but also kind of genuine. It's just basically a place that I've carved out for myself to just rant about whatever I want to rant about. That's doesn't necessarily have to be Warframe related or rankings list related. And I those videos, I don't really I'll try to keep them contained to Wednesdays, or like uploading them on Wednesdays, but who knows, I might just post them randomly and like entirely disregard whatever structure I might previously establish. But with all that out of the way, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe to my channel. It means a lot, especially considering I think I have 3 subscribers at this point in time. And I would very much like to have more, because having more subscribers means that I can not only put more time and possibly money into these videos, it means that I can make them longer than 15 minutes. Speaking of 15 minutes, see you guys later.